Hi, how are you doing? I wanted to give a little bit of a tutorial on how you change strings on a Stow-Away. It's very easy, and if you've ever changed strings on a guitar that has a locking system at the top, it's very similar. I'm going to actually change just the E string, the high E string. That's probably the most challenging one for the actually strings that you change. So let me just show real quick what you have. So you take your string out, obviously, like you would. The other tool that you're going to need is there's a wrench for the lock system. It's the actual middle size wrench that you have in your kit. So this is for the headpiece. I'll talk about that in a second. But anyway, unfurl your string, if you will. Have it all unwrapped here for yourself. When you come over here to the actually tuning assembly, you're going to want to make sure that you have it back far enough so you can get the eyelet of the string into the string holder. So obviously you have to pull it back a little bit. So all you have to do is thread it through the body of the guitar. There is a hole in the body. It's kind of difficult to see, but it threads fairly easily into the body of the guitar. And then I'm going to turn this over so you can see it actually will come up through the saddle. Give me one second. There you can see, I'm not sure how well you can see, but the string now is actually through the saddle here, okay? So you just pull it through, of course, and then when you want to make sure the ball of the string goes into the saddle, or the string holder, excuse me, and keep it that it's somewhat tight. And then what you can do is actually, on this side here, this is the headpiece. You have to make sure, I did this ahead of time, but the actual Allen wrench here has to loosen up the nut for the headpiece here, okay? And then it's a little difficult to see because it's a small string, but there is a hole in there. It threads through very easily. Make sure that it is tightened, or I'm sorry, have it kind of twisted here. Sometimes that can happen. So make sure it's through and you have some tension on it, but not too much because it has to be underneath this so that the actual headpiece can screw down. So what I'm doing is kind of initially, I'll leave a little bit of a gap, and then I will actually tighten it. You can see I'm tightening it. And you can actually feel the string grab underneath it. And I tighten it pretty tight. And then because it is the E string, it does need a little extra tension. So you don't want to over tighten it, but do get it pretty snug. So I turn it with the other side of the wrench, make sure it's good and snug. Okay. And then at this point, now it has just very little tension on it. But now you go under and you just tune it, of course. And you can hear that I'm actually increasing the tension on it. And I always use, you can use a actual clip-on tuner. This is a Snark. You can use any one. You can kind of see it's at an A. You can see as it's increasing, it's going up. So it's not slipping. I have plenty of tension on it. It's at a C. And you just keep cranking it up until it gets all the way up to the pitch. The other thing that you might do is once it does get to the desired pitch, I'm at a D sharp. There it is at E. Just like any other guitar, you want to stretch it out. So sometimes I will actually stretch these strings out. You won't hurt anything. Just stretch it. Make sure that you get all of the elasticity out of the string. Now you see it backed off a little bit. And you turn it up to the E, and now you're done. And that's it. You just repeat that process for every string. And it's a very straightforward process, but I wanted to just make sure that on the high E string that you saw that you do have to have that string underneath and get some tension on it so it doesn't slip. So hopefully that's helpful for you. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to get with us on our Contact Us part of our website page. Thanks so much. Bye.